Jesus Christ Superstar you would think is about Jesus Christ. It's not really, it's about Judas Iscariot.
It's about the last few days of Jesus' life.
It's about the events leading up to the betrayal of Jesus by Judas.
It is the story through Judas's eyes.
It's the emotional journey between Jesus and Judas.
And what led them to pull apart as what were, in many respects, the closest of the apostles.
You're trying to understand just what motivated that betrayal.
It's probably the most told story in modern history.
What makes this production unique is the setting it's going to be in. I've seen and heard the show a lot of times on DVD and of recordings and live, and I think this is, even for me who knows the show pretty intimately, a very fresh take on it.
I was surprised coming into it thinking that I've seen it previously and it was going to be along those lines, but I'm pleasantly surprised as to what the audience is going to get from this.
The costuming and the music and the acting, and from every single point of view, it's we've kind of created a bit of a new version.
It's sort of taking it back to its rock opera roots. We're really embracing that aesthetic from the music's perspective, but also really from the aesthetic of the production design.
My favourite thing about this production has to be the music.
The strong rock orchestra.
The cast. All the costumes.
My favourite thing about this production is the set.
This production's got a bit of Stephen Robertson flair.
Funky, punky rock vibe.
This thing is off the charts, unique in that sense.
What's special about this musical is one of the most challenging vocal roles, especially for males. The registers that they have to use are phenomenal, and there's just nowhere to hide. You'll get people like Caiaphas who use the bottom of the range that you've never heard before, and then Jesus and Judas who just sing higher than I could ever sing. It's phenomenal to listen to.
I think this story is important because there is a lot one can learn from the story that is actually removed from the religious aspect of it.
I think everyone, regardless of what it means to them personally, knows the story, knows the cast of characters. So immediately it feels like you're seeing characters that you know really well in a new light, and I think there's no story that could do that as universally as this one.
It also deals with a lot of issues within our society, within politics that still exist. So I think that people can still resonate with it still today, not even in a religious context.
The fact that 40 or so years on it still stands and it's still powerful and it still has a message. Yeah, that's what makes it so special.
You may have seen Jesus Christ Superstar before, but you haven't seen a production like this. It is unique and it will be splendid.
It's such an iconic piece of music theatre. This specific production is such an exciting way to show that.
Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice really knew what they were doing when they composed it.
If you've seen it before, you'll see a brand new show, but if you haven't seen it before, you're in for an absolute treat.
You can come to Christchurch and you can see the best of best in New Zealand strutting their stuff. It's going to be completely different, it's going to be a riot.